Yo, it's the Culture Freak, back again with a new video. I hope you're all doing great. Promised you to show you my horror Blu-ray collection, so here it is. Don't have the biggest collection, because as lots of you guys know when you watch my videos, horror movies are really the hardest to find here. It's really hard to find them, and new movies that's okay to find, but it's those classics like 70s and 80s horror movies, those are the worst to find here. So I do have a few, as you're gonna see, but yeah. It is what it is. If you live over here, I think it's really one of the worst countries to live in when you like movies, when you like buying movies. Where it's such a small country, and half of the country speaks my language, and half of the country speaks French. So I think that has to do with it too. So they have to. I don't know, man. It is what it is. But every day, step by step. I'm getting more movies that I really like. There are still lots of horror movies that I would love to have from the 70s and 80s, but yeah. So let's start. Night of the Living Dead with a slip. Almost impossible to find slips here. The Omen. Normally this is not my favorite kind of horror movies, this genre, but I do like this one a lot. The Shining, really a masterpiece. I think the way it looks, the movie, awesome. The Fly, one of my favorite horror movies. Lots of fun, that one, and one of the first one I can remember watching as a kid. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 2. Friday the 13th Part 3. Now these are the only ones you can find on Blu-ray here. So I do have the other ones on DVD, so that's cool. People Under the Stairs, Wes Craven movie, love it. It's not that scary, I think, that movie. I Spit on Your Grave, the original, really a raw movie, but I do like it. Dracula, with Frank Langella. I think Frank Langella played Skeletor in Masters of the Universe movie, one of my favorites as a kid. Alien, classic. Those are my favorite sci-fi movies, Alien and Aliens. Fright Night, really love this movie. It's in my top 5 favorite horror movies. The Evil Dead, classic, and the only one you can get on Blu-ray here. Can't get the second one even on DVD over here. I do have Army of Darkness on DVD for so many years. Yeah, so one of these days I'm gonna have to order a box set or something like that. I know Zavi has a box set for cheap, so. Jaws, classic. Then my favorite horror movie, Halloween. Love this movie. Very happy I can show it finally on Blu-ray. I ordered this year. I had the DVD for so many years. In the Halloween franchise, Halloween 2 and Halloween 2, the remake, those are the only 2 movies you can find on Blu-ray here, so. I don't know why, man. I don't know why they haven't got a box set over here. There's such famous movies, but yeah, it is what it is. So very happy I finally got this one. Halloween 2, my favorite horror sequel. Halloween 4. Halloween 5. Halloween Resurrection, Halloween H2O, and Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie remake. So as you can see, I'm getting there with the Halloween franchise. I still need the 3rd one, and I need the 6th one, Curse of Michael Myers, and I need this one, the first remake. Never seen the remake. This is the highest on my to get list from the Halloween franchise movies. Don't think Zavi has it. Can't find the first one here, so yeah, hope one day I can find it, because I would love to see that remake. An American Werewolf in London, love it. Do like my werewolf movies. Young Frankenstein, classic. Child's Play, lots of fun. Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Mr. Beetlejuice, very fun movie. Well, it doesn't called Mr. Beetlejuice, but I always say Mr. Beetlejuice. The Witches of Eastwick, really a fun one. I'm a big fan of Jack Nicholson, cool cast on this one. The Addams Family, I love the Addams Family movies. It's about time they make a new one, I think. Addams Family Values. Frighteners, really love this movie from Michael J. Fox. Always been a fan of him since I was a kid with the Back to the Future movies. This one, really a cool movie, this one. Teen Wolf, another one of my all-time favorites. The Faculty, cool cast. Cheesy popcorn horror movie. Dawn of the Dead, my favorite horror remake. Love this movie. I'm very happy I could find this here. You can't find the original, so that's why I don't have that one. Misery, I've seen this more as a dark comedy, I don't know why. It's not that it's a scary movie for me, but I do like it a lot. Bram Stoker's Dracula, cool cast in that one. Orcs, very cheesy, but I do like them a lot. Orc Wars. If you can hear those motorcycles, I filmed this on a Sunday, cause then it's about the most quiet here, so yeah. Tremors 2, American Psycho, classic. Silence of the Lambs, lots of fun this movie, I've seen it so many times. It's one of those movies they played so much when I was a kid. Over here on television they still do play it sometimes. Hannibal, I have the others on DVD. Scream, classic by now. Scream 2, there are the cops getting that motorcycle off the road. Scream 3, Scream 4. Years ago you couldn't hear one police car, and now last years it's about every hour you hear a police. Species. Vacancy, Kate Beckinsale, Luke Wilson, really a cool one, fun one. And I do like Kate Beckinsale a lot, as some of you guys know by now. The Crow, classic. Wolf, really a fun one. Again, I'm a Jack Nicholson fan. Michelle Pfeiffer, always enjoyed her in movies. Another classic, The Lost Boys. Monster Brawl, very bad, very cheesy. Stitches. Some guy who kills people. Blood Creek, this was fun, with Henry Cavill, Michael Fassbender, Dominic Purcell. Was really cheap, but yeah, I really had a fun time with this. Not that it's the best horror movie, but it was a fun time. Another fun one, I think, Train, a horror movie on a train with Thora Birch. I really like this one. Yeah, fun horror popcorn movie. Day of the Dead. Tony, really cool English movie, London serial killer. Yeah, cool one. It's like watching a documentary, and I do like that with watching serial killer movies. Like it's like following the guy, not watching a movie. But yeah, really cool one. Check it out if you don't know it. Dylan Dog, Dead of Night. It's a fun one. Kingdom Come. Neighbor. Michael Caine and Harry Brown. Always enjoyed Michael Caine in movies. Dear Mr. Gacy, one of my favorite serial killer movies. Not that it's a good one, but it's a true story, and it's a great true story. If you watch it, just check the trailer. It's just really crazy, the story. The Horseman, really fun Australian, yeah, how do you call it, revenge horror movie. Gunwoman, kind of a horror action movie, but it's really got some 6 scenes in it, some crazy scenes, really one of my favorites in a long time. Mr. Brooks. Now I hear lately lots of people like this movie, and I know when I watched it the first time I didn't like it at all. Maybe I have to watch it again, but for me it was... I've always been a big Kevin Costner fan, I do like Demi Moore, but it didn't do it for me the first time, so I will watch this again now when it's Halloween. Saw 7 one. Saw 6. Saw 5. Do like the Saw franchise. Okay, they get worse the farther they go in the franchise, but the first few movies I really like a lot. Saw 3. This is Saw 3. Saw 4 was the other one. The second one is with a friend. And Saw, one of my favorite horror movies ever. Lesbian Vampire Killers, really a fun one. Trans-Siberian with Ben Kingsley, Kate Mara, Woody Harrelson, really a cool one. More of a horror thriller it was. Long Weekend, yeah, cool one. Nothing special, but it's a remake. It's an Australian one, and as I told you before, I'm really a big fan of Australian movies. Rutger Hauer, the Dutch guy, hobo with a shotgun. Very cheesy, but lots of fun. John Carpenter's The Ward. The Thing remake. The original you can't get here, so it's on my to-get list. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've seen the originals, you can't get those here, and I do love the originals. I don't like these ones, the newer ones. They just don't do it for me, and I've watched them a couple of times, but I'm not a fan of them. Hush, this was a fun one, British movie. Triangle, this is a British-Australian movie with the girl from 30 Days of Night. Yeah, really a cool one, crazy movie. If you watch it, you think like, damn, what the hell did I just see? It's a bit like Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, a brain twister, or how do you say it, but a real cool one. Another Australian movie, as you can see from the director of Urban Legend and Wolf Creek, Storm Warning, really a fun one. Dead Rising Watchtower. Sharknado, very cheesy. Sharknado 2, the extended version, like the normal version wasn't cheesy enough. I never seen the third one. Hide and Seek, Robert De Niro and Elizabeth Shue is in it, so it's a bonus. Pathology, with how do you call that guy, Milo Ventimiglia or something like that, and Alyssa Milano, always been a fan of her since I was a kid, and I watched that show, Who's the Boss? Shadow, The Afflicted, Shame the Devil, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, The Dead, it's a cool zombie movie. The Hitcher remake, I like this movie, Sean Bean, always enjoy him. Most of the times he plays the villain. And then one that really surprised me in a good way, Midnight Meat Train with Bradley Cooper and Vinnie Jones. Really like this movie, got a great twist at the end. Yeah, one of my favorites. Final Destination. Final Destination 2. Final Destination 3. Lots of fun, these movies. Fright Night the remake. Sorority Row, it's a fun one. World War Z. Cabin in the Woods, one I really like. The Reef, do like my shark movies. Deep Blue Sea, kind of a classic for me, really have fun with watching this movie for a long time. Bay 3D, Mother's Day remake, really cool one. Mirrors, Straw Dogs, Cabin Fever, Scotty Darko's favorite movie. Cabin Fever 2, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Attack the Block, Red Lights, Resident Evil Extinction, my favorite in the franchise. First one I like too, so maybe I will get that one, but the other ones I don't need. Buck, 13 Ghosts, another fun one I think. Paranormal Activity, and the only one I have in the franchise. Strangers, House at the End of the Street, Jennifer Lawrence, and Elizabeth Shue plays a mother in this one, so again a bonus for me. The Crazies, it's a cool remake. The Thompsons, fun vampire film. Sint, really cool Dutch horror movie. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Venom, I really like this movie. It's very cheesy, but I always wish they made a sequel to this one because I really like the character. If you don't know the movie, check it out. It's really got a cool main horror character in this one, I think. Eden Lake with Michael Fassbender, a really cool one. House of Wax, I really like this one. I, Frankenstein. Alien vs Predator, a guilty pleasure of mine. So much fun watching this movie. And the sequel, Aliens vs Predator 2, Requiem. Machete Kills, that's the sequel. Machete. Shaun of the Dead, very cool movie, we all know this one. From Hell with Heather Graham, always enjoy her in movies, and Johnny Depp, it's a fun one. The Gremlins collection with the slip, so that's cool. As you guys know, we don't have any slips over here. Dark Shadows, yeah, horror comedy, I like it a lot. I know it got mixed reviews, some hate it, some like it. I really like it. It's got cool music in it, and I think it's funny. The Lazarus Effect with Olivia Wilde. Frozen Ground, one of my favorite in the serial killer genre, based on a true story, really a cool one. Then DC's favorite actress, Durant Cinema, Jennifer's Body. Don't know how many times you watched that one, but it must have been a lot. Hostel Part 3, now this is a very bad one. Hostel Part 2, like it a lot, think it's good. And the first one of my all-time favorite horror movies, Hostel. Watched it so many times, had it on DVD. Yeah man, I still never get bored by this movie, I love it. Another one of my all-time favorites, 30 Days of Night. Looks great with the snow, great vampires. Yeah, one of my favorite horror movies. Never seen the sequel. Slither, really a fun, cool comedy with a great cast. Cursed, Wes Craven movie, really like this one. Gothica. The Woman in Black. Horns. The Hills of Ice, one of the best best remakes I think. The Descent. The Conjuring. Dracula Untold. Stakeland, great vampire movie, it's really a cool one, something fresh I think, with Danielle Harris. Wolf Creek 2, really cool sequel, even more over the top than the first one. but I like it a lot. Wolf Creek, love it. Always been a fan of Australian movies. Wormwood with a slip case. It's not a slip cover, but it's a case. The Collector. Can't find the collection over here, the sequel. The Raven, really like this one with John Cusack and Ellis Eve. And if you don't know who Ellis Eve is, go check it out. Wolves. Let Me In. It's a fun one. Really like that one, that remake from Let the Right One. Friday the 13th. Freddy vs. Jason. Hatchet 2, the only one you can find over here, so that's sometimes so sad, or how would you phrase it, like you can find a second one on Blu-ray here but not the first one, so, and that happens a lot with movies here, so that's so stupid, I think. So I'm gonna have to order the first and the third. Red Machine, a grizzly bear movie, and the only one you can find over here, and I am a fan of grizzly movies, horror movies, really like this one. The Wolfman. Unfriended. You're Next. Piranha 3D with Elizabeth Shue and a really cool cast. Christopher Lloyd is in it from the Back to the Future movies. Vin Rames, I think, too. Piranha 3 Double D with a cool slip. Prometheus. Maniac remake, really enjoyed this one. I love the style, how they filmed it. The Haunting in Connecticut. Drag Me to Hell, I think this is very funny. The Voices. I Saw the Devil, favorite of Blu-ray hoarder, really a cool one. My Bloody Valentine 3D, lots of fun this one. Stonehurst Asylum, the lovely Kate Beckinsale. Ben Kingsley isn't Michael Caine. I really like it. Not saying it's the best, but it's a fun one. The Hollow with a slipcase. ATM again with Ellis Eve, really cool movie. The Bay. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Dead Silence. Tales of Halloween, this was a fun one. The Green Inferno. Freaks of Nature. The Final Girls, really like this one. I love the opening scene in the car with the song. Scout Guides to the Zombie Apocalypse, really cool one too, funny. Then an instant favorite from the first time I watched it, Krampus. Then we got some box sets, special editions and steelbooks, the last part of my horror collection. Underworld Quadrilogy, I really like this movie, it's very cheesy, come on, werewolves, vampires and Kate Beckinsale, what else do you want? I really like these movies. A Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Now this collection you can find here, so I'm very happy I found this one here, but you can't find a Halloween collection or a Friday the 13th collection on Blu-ray, so I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, very happy I found this one. Alien Quadrilogy. I Spit on Your Grave box set with all the 4 movies. I really like those movies. Frankenstein's Army with a slip, really like this movie, very intense. If you watch it, I saw Reject Films picking this up, so looking forward to know what he thinks about this movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Then some cult-proof editions. Frankenhooker, we all know that one. McBain. One of my all-time favorite horror movies, Maniac Cop. Then the Arrow video releases I have, only 2, but it's a start. Class of Nukem High. You can't find here Arrow video or Scream Factory releases, so yeah. The Beast Within. Do love my werewolf movies. Now the steelbooks. Dracula. Zombieland. Really like these pop art steelbooks. The Evil Dead remake. Really got some cool art, I think. Synth, the Dutch horror movie, really a fun one. Check it out. Check the trailer if you don't know it. Dead Snow, the second one. The Toxic Avenger, really nice looking steelbook, this one. Alien vs Predator, a guilty pleasure of mine. Let Me In, still sealed, love this movie. 30 Days of Night, still sealed, again one of my all-time favorites. Wolf Cop. The Fly, the original. Yeah, this is an awesome steelbook. I saw the steelbook for the first time at the Spider Geeks Challenge, and I was in love with the steelbook. Really think it's one of my favorite steelbooks in my collection. And I do love the Fly movies a lot. The remake. Love this movie. One of the first horror movies I watched as a kid. The Fly, awesome movie, awesome steelbook. Then the last steelbook I have, still sealed, The Voices. So guys, this was it, my full horror collection. Let me know what you think about it. I know I don't have the biggest collection, but I'm very happy with the titles I got. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching and liking. Thanks for the new subs, and see you in the next one. Yo!